Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Preschool AllStars podcast. I'm Bethany Johnson, and I'm joined today by Susan Falotico. How are you doing today, Susan?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thanks for joining us. I can't wait to hear what you have going on. But first, I'd like to get a little backstory of what was going on and what's your background before you decided to open your own preschool.
Okay, so the short version is basically I started teaching many years ago, and then I did stay home. I was in public school system as a substitute leave replacement, and being that I'm from Long Island, it is very hard to get into the public school system there. So I ended up taking a position in a Catholic school. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to teach pre-K because my heart was always with the older students, like first grade, second grade, fifth grade. I just, was like, there's no way I can't do kindergarten. There's no way I'm going to do pre-K. And I fell in love with pre-K, and I fell in love with it so much that when I decided to go back to school to work on my master's, I did it in early intervention, which is I just love working with children with special needs and the younger babies. And so I did that. I did that. And then I ended up having my daughter, who was a preemie. So I stayed home with her for many years. And then I kind of went back, and I was in and out of the workforce, but after I had her, I always had this impression inside me that, I want to own my own preschool. I want to do something, but I don't know how to run a business. And the thought of it sounded like such a huge headache. I'm like, I can't do this. I have an infant. I'm like, just no way. I get too stressed as it is. There's no way. I can't figure out how to rub 2 nickels to make a dime. I'm like, there's just no way. So. And then here I am.
Wow. Okay. All right. Awesome. I love when people tell me that they always wanted to do this and they said there's no way they could do it, and then they find a way. Perfect.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Absolutely. So how did you find joy?
Yeah, that's a good question. How did I find joy? So it's a little vague, but I did do something that was pretty good. Around the pandemic, when it hit March 2020, when we all were just, I think right before they were talking about shutting down. And I was like, ooh, I was doing early intervention. I was doing it part-time. My daughter went off to school. I worked around her hours. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to go to the school or daycare, with all the germs and stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to go to people's houses. Like, what am I going to do? So I just started looking up ideas. I started to see things on obviously Facebook or ads somewhere, and doing I heard about micro schools. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Or I was thinking of a drop-in preschool. Can people just come and go when they please? I'm hearing about dropping, babysitting service. I forgot what they call it. We had one in our area, but you drop your child off for an hour or two, and you run errands. I was like, oh, can I do that in a preschool version? And no matter where I looked, it just didn't seem right. So I saw an ad, and I have to think it was maybe on Facebook or something. And I said, I don't know about this. So I ended up taking a screenshot of something. I don't even know. And I put it in my notes, my Google Notes. And I left it there for a long time, and I had it under preschool. I was saving so many ideas then we ended up going into lockdown. So now what do you do? Reading, I'm catching up with stuff, and it was in the back of my mind, and I didn't know which way we were going with school. And I said, you know what, I can't even think about that, because now I'm home with my own daughter that I have to teach. And she didn't go back until last March 2021. So she was pretty much out a whole year, her 4th and 5th grade. Yeah. So I would say I started scrolling through my notes, and I was clearing stuff out, and I came across this, and I said, wait a second, hold on. Is this real? I'm cynical, New York cynical, I don't know about this. Really? So I started researching it. I'm like, because that's really what I would love to do. I would love to have my own preschool, do something, because I thought of daycare in my house, watching 1 or 2 kids. I kept thinking all these different things years ago, and then it was coming back to me now.
Yeah.
And I Pretty much, I think I ordered the book. I think I thought about it all summer 2020. I'm sorry, I'm just going back. And I'm like, am I ready for 2021? I mean, for September 2020 to do, anything? And I said, no, I can't leave the house. I'm with my daughter. Let me see if I could tutor online. So I started tutoring online for different companies. And I said, they're charging what? And I'm getting what? Or I'm charging this and they're taking a chunk. I said, I could do this myself. That's when I went back to Joy's preschool. I said, let me see what she has going on. And then I think I found the thing for the book. I ordered the book. I read it in a record, like in a week.
Yeah.
And I said, I could do online preschool. Oh my gosh. Like, oh, I wish I did it. I wish I was starting this over the summer. And I got the book like December. January is when I really read it, and like right after the holidays, I said, I'm sorry. I talked to my husband, like, you might think it's crazy, but I feel strongly about this and I'm going for it. He's like, well, how much is it going to cost? How much? And I said, I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to be minimal. I'm doing online, like, trust me on this. And that's where it started. And I just started following. Yeah. So yeah, I signed up with the group, the preschool systems group and a free Facebook group. And now I'm an AllStar.
Awesome. Okay. So how's it going with the preschool? When did you officially open?
Oh my goodness. I officially opened September 7th, 2021. Nice. It's going great. Okay. So Backtrack, I was so antsy about getting started. I had like a notebook and I said, this is what I'm doing in March. This is what I'm doing in April and May and June and July and August. I had to break this down because I said, this is overwhelming. So I started with getting my LLC and getting the business component that I knew would be like kind of like a little bit challenging and overwhelming. Yeah. I did that right away. And then when I was doing after I did the 30-day challenge, I did the 7-day challenge, and I did the 30-day challenge, and I had a lot of that stuff done. So that was helpful.
Nice.
Me. Yeah. And so the preschool's going great. I have 7 students enrolled in 2 classes. So I do a 4-day class, Monday through Thursday, 9 to 9:30, 9:40, because I'm on Zoom. I have that 40-minute limit. And I have 3 students in that class. And one of the students' little sister is going to be 3 in December. So she will be joining us.
Perfect.
And yeah, so that's great. And then I have a Tuesday, Thursday class from 11 to 11:30, and I have 4 students. So I actually had all of them together for the first week of school, first like 3 days, and it was too many, 7. It was too many with virtual. Yeah. So I split the class up. And it's going great. Oh my gosh. I'm having a ball.
Yay. Awesome.
Yeah, and I'm making money. Oh, it's like wonderful.
Nice. Yeah. So how much do you charge?
I did the Found and Family. So 2 days right now, my Found and Family is $80 a month.
Okay.
And I normally wanted it, I think 100, but I discounted it because of Found Family. My 4-day, I get 160. Okay. I think I was going to charge 200. I can't remember. All I know is I get 160. So whatever the math is.
Nice. And how many kids do you have that come 2 days, and how many kids come 4 days?
Oh, so yes. So the 4 days is 3, with possibly the sister coming in December, making a 4, because I cap it at 4, max at 4. And it's better. I can see everybody on the screen, well, actually not with 4, but anyway. And the other class, I have 4. So I have 7 total. Yes. Okay.
Awesome. And do you have a niche?
I do. My niche, Mitch, is multi-sensory, and I know it's like kind of generic because pre-K, a lot of it is multi-sensory already, right? That's what we're learned and schooled in, and kids learn best through their senses. I kept it like that, but also more for my background, I think for parents, it's easier for them to understand multisensory. But being that I was in early intervention, and we have this thing called CLAMS, I don't know if you know, it's like cognitive language. Oh my gosh, adaptive. It's cognitive language, adaptive motor, and social emotional. Okay. Like, so you try to touch on those when you're teaching like children, with certain disabilities or whatever, because some of them have to have more things in adaptive and motor, fine motor, gross motor. So that's where my sensory background comes from. So I do a lot of like things like that, incorporate, like we're learning right now on a theme musical instrument. So I did a lot of hearing things, listen for the tone, listen, like that, touchy feely, all that good stuff.
Cool. Awesome. And are your families like local to you, or are they all over?
Most of them are local. Yes, they are local. I do have, I think I have one boy. I'm on the East Coast. So I'm originally from Long Island, but I'm now living down by Charlotte. I'm in North Carolina. So I do have one boy in California.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you find him? Did you put out Facebook ads to get your people?
I did. I put out Facebook ads. I dropped pins. I dropped pins like in different parts of the country, you pay and you can drop pins. So I did do that. I did get a lot of responses, but it seemed like no one really, was like committing, even to the point where they registered on my website and then like they held back, and I think it's about people not sure, but now that my classes, and I know, the beginning is going to be small. It would be great if it was like, took off and I had like, 40 kids, 20 kids, but,
you've been at it, what, like a month, 2 months, not even
2 months. Yeah. And to start with 7, it was a lot of marketing and a lot of listening to Joy's, marketing, ideas and just so much. But so I dropped pins. I can't remember how he found me exactly. It might have been one of those ads, but I also have another student that I tutor privately, and he's in Missouri. So I do tutor, some children out of state.
What's your preschool called?
Oh, it's called Shining Stars Virtual Preschool.
Awesome. Yeah, so like on your website, do you offer private tutoring as well on your website, or is that just something that someone came to you and asked?
It does. I haven't checked in a while. I did have something on there that does say about, I'm reaching beyond the stars, and I also offer tutoring. Okay. So yeah, but that's interesting. I have to double check that.
Yeah, you should do that, definitely. I'm always seeing on moms groups people asking for private tutors for their like elementary.
Yeah.
And
then even in my area, like I'll post or something, and I also I have actually quite a few students beyond my virtual preschool. I also go to a house that 2 children are homeschooled in my area. So it's brother and sister. One's in 4th grade. She just started kindergarten. So I go there, and I did see them last year in the house too. And they went to school for a few weeks, and then mom decided it was time to pull them out. But she's very happy, and I'm happy because I'm there again, and I know them from last year.
So you have online tutoring, online preschool, and then some in-home tutoring.
Yeah.
Will help. Yeah. Nice. So you got a lot going on. Where do you see this going? Where would you like this to go in the future? Do you have plans of doing a local, or do you want to keep it online?
Well, I would love to have a local eventually, because I do enjoy the online, and it is different than in person. And I do miss that connection that way with them, and I would love to do a local one day. So I reached out to my HOA, the good old HOA, right? The good old HOA, and I got shut down. So they said, you cannot have a commercial business in this neighborhood. And going with Joy's advice and program, how to run a preschool in your home without being licensed, because I just didn't want to go through all those steps. Not like right now. My state, I'm allowed to have 4. So I said, it's just 4 children. What's the difference if they come over and like babysat them, books or something? What's the difference? Like, how would you know? I'm not going to put a sign out. I mean, you really wouldn't know. It's just 4 children.
I would just do it. Like, I don't know.
Everybody's telling me just to do it. But the good
so
news is,
frustrating. It's like you own your house and you're like, you can't do what you want with it because it's stupid HOA.
I know. And I pay like $100 a month for this HOA. But you know what? The good news is we don't own the neighborhood yet. So that part of the board, once because it's a newer community, I'm here like 3 years. Once it transfers over to us, I'm going to present it because I want to do it so bad, but I want to do it the right way. Like, I don't want to have like problems with my neighbors. My neighbors are pretty good, though.
I understand that. I understand.
Yeah.
Be in a fight with your HOA. That's no fun.
Yeah. So I'm thinking it could be changed. There are rules that the original HOA sets up that, we're like, why is that a rule? That doesn't apply to us, so I think there'll be some tweaking going on, which is great. But, hopefully now my other thing is, so I started like doing tutoring with, children in different states or whichever, or in person for this one family. But I also started to reach out to my rec center in my town, and I'm going to be doing classes there, which is interesting. I didn't even know that was like an option. So that's like something
you could run your preschool out of a rec center. People do that.
Yeah, well, that's funny because I had asked them something like that. And I think it was like, I had to get insurance to do this. They want me insured, and they want me insured like almost the whole town. I said, wait a second, I can't afford to insure all your employees. I said, it's just for me. But they mentioned something about that, but I don't know if it was like an insurance thing. I have to look more into it. But right now, it's really just fun classes. I don't have to assess. I don't have to really get parents.
What kind of classes?
Like 1 hour. Like some classes are like an hour. It's starting this week, so hopefully I have students enrolled. But the same thing, they're like, "This is your business. You market yourself to the area." So I've been doing my same Facebook groups, reaching out to homeschooling groups. If you want to have something fun for your kids to do for like an hour, some are going to be like an hour and a half. And, it's just basic story time, crafts, get-togethers, kind of like more center-based. Like, so if it works out and I have signups, my max is 8 students. We're going to be doing like a fall sensory bin with like popcorn kernels, 3 and up. So don't put those in your mouth, that type of stuff. So that's something, whatever they do in my class, they will take home a good craft. That's why why the fee is decent. It's not going to be just only a paper craft. It's going to be something good. So, and
you could use that, put your business cards in for your online preschool.
True. Oh yeah, that's true. I do have business cards and flyers.
Well, at the end of every class, make sure you tell parents about your online preschool.
Yeah, you're right. Great
way to get the word out.
Yeah, because sometimes I was shy. Like in my town, I would go out and I said, that's it. I'm going to pound the pavement and I'm going to put flyers like all over the place. And I would go to certain businesses. I'm like, oh, not today, maybe tomorrow. And then other ones I would feel so comfortable. But I did get a student with one of my local, and it's like a kid's place that children go to. So that's good. So owner was very nice to me, and she put up my flyer, and it's all like, about getting yourself out there, right?
Yeah, totally. You just gotta work up the courage. Your worth, but you just gotta sell yourself.
Yes.
It's hard for us to talk so highly of ourselves to make people want to, we know we have what it takes, but then we have to sell ourselves, which is definitely the hard part. How do you think being a preschool all-star has helped you along this journey?
Whoa, it helped me. Being a preschool all-star helped me a lot. So I wasn't sure, do I join? You kind of think about like, well, I have to put money here. Do I want to put money there? And I was a little hesitant. And then I was just like, you know what? I have to do it because I don't know. Yes, you can read the book, and I did get preschool in a box and everything's great, but I still needed that connection. I'm kind of maybe old school. I don't, I want to talk sometimes.
Yeah.
Although now we're more emailing. I don't want just a text. And, sometimes I just need that, even on Facebook, putting that question out there, and oh my gosh, somebody was there to answer, give me advice. Oh, not even just the help. It's the support. It's the ideas. I didn't even know how creative I am now. Like I hear all these ideas and I said, oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. And then I started to get where I want to do everything. And I'm like, you can't do everything. You have to like hone in on, certain things. So I still have ideas in my mind that maybe down the road, I'll do something like this or this way. I'm leaning towards maybe doing something Christian based, like an online, I thought about online tutoring, just like, Christian based online tutoring. Then I'm thinking maybe something, I don't know, something along those lines. So
possibilities are endless. Write down all those ideas in your idea list.
I know, I do. And I put them in Google Notes. Anytime I have a light bulb moment, 11 o'clock, put my glasses on, lights on. My husband's like, what are you doing on the phone? I'm like, I have to write this. I have to type this. I have to type this,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm the same. I'm always have like new ideas. I just had a new one the other day. I was trying to figure out how to I got to get my online class back up and going, I think, because I'm at capacity with my local and I can't grow unless I buy a house, and I'm just not ready to do that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get my online class. I'm going to start that back up. I'm like, how could I do that? I'm like, I kind of want it to be a little different. And then I'm like, what if I did like a show and I had like an animated component? And I like had this, threw it out there to my husband. And then he's like, oh, that sounds like a really cool idea. He's like, don't jump on it, give it a little time. And I'm like, all right. And then he went and took a nap, and I like wrote a script for part of it and like messaged my friend who's an animator. And I'm like, I have this idea for a show. Can we do it? He's like, yeah. And then he woke up from the nap, and I'm like, so I talked to John, we're going to get this animated show started. And he's like, what? I'm like, sorry, I got to get these ideas out.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different things with there's so many different platforms and so many different ideas, and the Preschool AllStars have so many ideas. I love them.
Oh my goodness. Just the talented, and the experience that they have from some of them teaching like 20, 25 years. I mean, I'm about on 12, and then I took a little break. So it was like so many years, took a break, and then I came back. So cumulative, it's like all like 12, but, and that's good. That's still good. I still have the experience, but I'm just like amazed, like their knowledge and even listening to like the podcast, how much I've learned. I hope I can, teach some other, AllStars or
we all have so much to learn from each other.
Ideas,
Absolutely.
All is good. Very, very happy.
That's awesome. I'm so excited to hear that.
And then the hub.
Ooh, how's the hub working out for you?
The hub was like, do I do it? Do I not do it? I waited till like, I think the week before, you have to join so many weeks before you can't get in for the price or whatever, or until like, I think that's how it goes, right? Well, I said, I'm going to do it on my own. Come on, I could do this. I'll get Bright Wheel or whatever. And then I said, no, I can't do this. They're all talking about the hub. What are they saying on there? What do you mean they're doing this? Wait, hold on. They're doing that. I said, that's it. It's hands down I pay $47. I mean, that's like, right? I think that's what I pay. And it's just amazing. So the hub is like really good. I'm glad it took, maybe 60 days. I think I did. I finished it in July. And then right after that, I just marketed. It's all timing, Yeah,
totally. I got Bright Wheel before they invented the hub, and I've been using Bright Wheel, and I wanted to switch to the hub, but I'm sleeping on it because I don't want to make my parents learn a new thing, but mostly I don't want to have to learn a new thing, but I know it's like, give it step by step. And I'm just like, just do it, Bethany, just do the hub. Cause then I can have it all in one place. I already have the website built though. So I'm just like going back and forth, and I really want to do it, but I'm scared.
Oh, but I had a website built too, because I think that's what I did in March. I started building my website with GoDaddy. Because I think there was something I read, go build a website with GoDaddy, but then I ended up bringing it over to the hub. I transferred it. And I was so happy that I like copy and paste. It's like the same website, just a few very minor differences. I'm talking very minor.
You were able to transfer your whole website over pretty much?
Yes. I was impressed. I was like, whoa. Someone said, might have even been Miranda. Somebody said, all you have to do is like, I think you copy and paste. It was a lot of clicking. Copy. It was a lot. And I even got it down to the exact color, when you have that color number. you pop that like number in, and yeah, I just had to tweak it a
Really
little
just
bit.
me being too lazy and to learn something new. And I just need to get over that because I
Oh,
know it
well,
offers so much.
yeah, no, the hub is great. And then it just like, I got paid yesterday from one of my students, when they enrolled, because I did do a 1 week free trial. So
Mhm.
some people were a little slow to sign back up in September.
Yeah.
So I get payments now, middle of the month, the first, I just get payments, but it's nice when you
Yeah.
get paid.
What's your
Right?
favorite part of the hub?
Getting paid without asking for the money.
So do you set up like automatic invoices with it?
I think so. They're on automatic. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's an invoice, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
I
it's
set it up in
automatic.
Stripe.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
set it up in Stripe. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I
So,
mean, I know there's so many features. Every time I hear of a new feature on the hub, I'm like, oh my gosh, Bethany, just get on it.
oh yeah. Oh,
That's
the
a goal
features.
for a future goal.
Some of them I don't even know how to really use yet, but it's good. It's really, really good.
Yeah. And I know they have all the videos on training how to set it up. So really, I just need to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, what's your favorite part about teaching preschool online?
Okay, my favorite part about teaching preschool online is that it's quick. I do half hour, 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm done. And then
Yeah.
after I'm done, like Thursday is my heaviest like teaching load day. So I start at like 9 to 9:30, 40. And then I jump on with another student at 9:45 to 10:15. Then I have like a 45 minutes, really not 45 minutes by the time you go to the bathroom, eat something, whatever, 11 to 11:30, my next class. And then for my students, so that the two classes can, socialize a little bit, I do a lunch bunch. And that I do, from 12
That's
to 12:30. But I'm going to do that every other week. I started every week, and it was like, I guess people, some were coming, some weren't coming. At first I had a lot of students. Now it's just kind of, trailing off, but I do have students, and we have lunch together, and we'll talk about, you just went trick-or-treating. We talk about pretty much anything. They show me stuff. I do show and share as well, but during the live classes, but they'll show me more stuff. And I also use that Storyline online, like website. I don't know if you heard of it, but the actors, they read the storybooks and they're animated. So it's really good. I just like put a story on, and sometimes it's 10, 15 minutes, and we do that. And I don't know, I started off with teaching them the food groups and healthy eating. And yeah, so I do that, and it's all good. So I like it because it's flexible. It's not like a long day. You really don't have to deal with like behaviors or the parents. I mean, I do have some parents. I actually have one parent that sits in while this child is doing, the whole 30 minutes. And I don't mind, I don't mind, but I do have other moms in the background. Like if we do live crafts and they need help, the moms are right there to help. They've seemed very supportive. I did a survey about how school is going, how are the videos, because I do also provide pre-recorded videos.
Okay.
And I do 3 a week for the classes. I just give 3 to both classes. I was going to do for 2 days, just 1, and 4 days, 3. But the way my curriculum works, because I use Funshine Express,
Okay.
The 2 day wouldn't have got much. So I had to give them more. So we do crafts during the videos, the pre-recorded videos. And then I also do live crafts and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. And I've gotten great feedback from the parents. Already got a really good review.
Nice.
So I'm just happy. So the other day, my Wednesday class, I just have it one class. Actually, is it Tuesday? No, Monday and Wednesday, I just teach. Well, actually, no, let me go backtrack. Wednesday is my lightest day. So after I teach from 9 to 9:30, 9:40, I start planning for the week after. So the other day I was like, oh, it's so sunny and beautiful out, nice and warm. I'm like, should I skip out and go to Hobby Lobby? That's what I love. I'm like, I felt like going like looking for Christmas decorations. That's what I love. I'm making money and I'm my own boss. No one's gonna say no, you can't go to Hobby Lobby. No, you have to stay there.
You go to Hobby Lobby in the middle of the day.
Your class is starting in 30 minutes. I mean, I'm responsible, but hey, I have the flexibility. It's great. If I want to go for a walk, between classes, if I ever get that motivated, that's awesome. Also there too.
Yeah, totally. Making your own schedule and being your own boss is like
I love it.
the best thing you could ask for.
I
Really.
love it. And I'm just so happy that I took the chance. And I
Mhm.
really mean it. Like, I'm really sincere, because I was pretty cynical. I'm like, I don't know, this seems like a scam. But I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm professional. My friends, family see my website. They're like, I can't believe this is you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, me too.
I hear that. I definitely.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool
It
to see
is.
yourself doing these cool things that you never thought that you could do. And then you did it.
Never, but the desire's always been in there. And as I was reading, I remember feeling like the tugging. I'm like, okay, this is drawing out everything in me. And I just felt like, this is what I firmly believe. Like, I prayed for years. I'm like, this is the way to go. And I also did, just to even tell you how long I've been thinking about it, a long time. I also used to call churches up and ask if I can do a preschool, and I would get rejected a lot, or they had a preschool and they didn't want to expand. Then I even called my own church. I'm like, how about a mommy and me, something, get my foot in the door. Sure, but you can't charge. And I said, oh, well, I kind of want to make money too.
Yeah. And that's not a bad thing. You make money for all your education and work you put into it.
Yeah. I volunteered before. I was a Girl Scout troop leader years ago. So, I'm not against volunteering, but, I wanted to start
But you're
something.
going to make a living. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck in getting more classes, and whatever you decide to do, go local or even your trips to Hobby Lobby, girl. You do that.
I know. Actually, I went yesterday.
Nice. Perfect.
I think on Wednesday. I went yesterday.
Yeah, lots of fun Christmas decorations.
I did. All right. Thank you so much. It's been fun.
Thank you. Yeah, I look forward to catching up to you next time and seeing what's going on.
If you loved today's episode, then you are going to love this. I want to give you a free gift in your hands. This is a copy of my book, Start Your Preschool, and I want to get it to you for free. Yes, I said for free. It is a 300-page book. It'll help you learn the step-by-step process to actually starting your local or your online preschool. Every single step that I walked myself through, as well as the thousands of women who've created their own successful preschools, have gone through the exact steps listed in this book. Not to mention, I also share 20 amazing women's stories. So you can see how not only did it work for me, but it works for amazing women just like you as well. I want to get you this free copy. Just go to freepreschoolbook.com or click the link in the description and we'll get it to you today. Again, just go to freepreschoolbook.com and we'll get it right to you.